Chaos reigns. Yo, what's up? It's Dynasty back with another Mortal Kombat 1 video for you guys tonight, because it's now been a few hours since the Chaos Reigns Combat Pack 2 trailer dropped. And since then, I've obviously watched it more than the initial 2 times you saw in my reaction video from a few hours ago. So I figure, hey, given that I overlooked a bunch of things in those 2 viewings couple hours ago, why not talk about some of the stuff that I overlooked, things that I missed, things that you probably missed. And chances are in this video, this breakdown, there's probably still going to be things that I missed. So if I miss anything, in the comment section down below, give me a timestamp, and chances are I'll probably heart the comment, because I do think there's a lot of hidden, subtle things that a lot of us just did not see initially when viewing this trailer. So a small little breakdown of the 4 minutes of MK1 Chaos Reigns trailer. Really, it's going to be just like 3, because the last minute is just animalities. There's not much to really gain from that other than, well, being age restricted. So if you're excited to see me break down and watch this trailer for a 3rd time on the channel, do your boy a solid. It takes you a second. Drop a like on the video. Pretty excited to see the actual cinematic story in this expansion. As for the actual standalone DLC characters, it is what it is. I'm not the happiest about it, but I feel like I've had a year to digest this idea, so I'm really just kind of not shocked at what we got. But regardless, with that said, let's break down everything in this trailer from the top. So from the jump, it starts with Havoc giving the speech about how he's essentially gonna call us chaos and there's no rules, but we see Sektor and Cyrax being led by World War II Johnny Cage, Scorpion, and this mysterious woman out front. I've seen some people suggest that that might be Melina, which is honestly a pretty good guess. Initially, I was so tempted to say in my reaction, is that Kronika? Just because it looks like she has like the cloak hood on. It could be Melina. Maybe it's Harumi? Don't know, but they are definitely in Titan Havoc's universe, given that, well, we're gonna see in the next scene none other than Titan Havoc slowly walking up to his throne. Gotta love the design here. The skulls, the remnants of the statues. Believe this is probably in his Colosseum, or at least what's left of his Colosseum. Top right here also looks like a statue of Havoc. Looks a lot like the exact same stage that dropped in that screenshot when Quan Chi got released. Quan Chi versus Melina. I'm getting the same vibe. So from here we see Titan Havoc on top of this pyramid by his throne, giving his speech about how he's the GOAT. And what's really interesting is we see a bunch of different versions of Havoc in the Colosseum stands. Believe it or not, initially I kind of overlooked this, but make no means about it, this is a party of Havocs, Havoc Fest. And if you look closely, right here, you see the classic Mortal Kombat Deception Havoc helmet that everyone has been asking for a very, very long time. So safe to say that'll probably be an item that drops with this expansion. So yeah, I was really hyped to see this pointed out a few hours after the trailer dropped. But yeah, it's just a full stand of Havocs. And again, he continues on with the dialogue.
Where all beings everywhere with anarchy.
Nothing really groundbreaking, just your typical Havoc mumbo jumbo. You get Reptile in the background here. If we go back, you can actually listen to the full.
There are no sacred laws, no divine rules. I choose what is right. I hold the power, and I choose to bless all beings everywhere with anarchy.
So there you go. Havoc's back. He's blessing everyone with anarchy. Then we get to see Chaos Kenshi and Chaos Takeda standing right beside Havoc on his throne. Then we get this shot of this, I don't know what you'd call this. I was gonna say like a torture chamber of some sorts, but we have Garrus captured here. He's chained up and he has these like, what do you call this? Tentacle looking things attached to his back, which is probably like some type of chaos serum. Pretty sure he's injecting Garrus with chaos blood, maybe. And this is going to be the same fate for Sub-Zero, and that's how we get Sub-Zero later in the trailer becoming Noob saibot. So yeah, they're both attacked. Sub-Zero, Garrus.
To burn everything down.
Yes, he wants to burn everything down. Much different than our havoc, is what's said.
Freedom. He wants to burn everything down.
And again, you see the exact same syringes here, filled with some type of, it looks like chaos blood. Sub-Zero is about to meet the same fate Garrus just got. So yeah, they're captured, and we see it several times, that same scene. Snippets of it all throughout the trailer. Then we see our first look at Sektor, and honestly, my favorite part of the Cyber Ninjas gotta be the mask. I do think the masks look really neat, really nice. This reminds me so much of Devora. I was watching Super talk about this, and Super mentioned how it also kind of reminds him of Blue Beetle, and I thought that was also just spot on, right on the money. So it would not shock me if Sektor has a lot of that classic Injustice Blue Beetle moveset. There's your Lin Kuei logo, Lin Kuei down here. Our first look at Cyrax. And it looks like this is the invasion of the wedding, which we've talked about because of data mines for a while now. We do know there's going to be a wedding between Kuai Liang and Harumi. It gets raided. In the middle of the raid, it seems like both Sektor and Cyrax come to save the day, hence why you have the monks facing off against these other ninjas. So I'm assuming that's when they actually come to save the day. And obviously the monks and these other dudes are kind of just not sure whose side they're on, which probably explains why, you know, in this scene right here, Sektor is attacking everybody. Even Raiden, because they're just like, who are you? They've probably never seen, you know, the Lin Kuei Cyber Initiative before. And then we get our first snippet of gameplay with Sektor here with this liftoff Iron Man pop-up with some air combos, channeling her inner Iron Man. That knockdown is so sweet. Is that not a crazy grab? Is that not crazy? Back in the day, I'm pretty sure that was like an animation that the old school 2D sprites would do. Then it gets topped off with the flamethrower. You get thrown over, then set on fire. Pretty epic. Then we get to see our first look at Cyrax, and again, I do love the mask for both Sektor and Cyrax. I do think this design choice is interesting. They both have like these tassels right here on their shoulders. So yeah, pretty cool.
Is unbreakable.
My will is unbreakable. Ka-chow. Then we get to see our first ever look at Cyrax's gameplay. And again, initially when I saw this, I thought this was popcorn. It's some type of Nickelodeon slime move, which I'm hoping does not replace the classic net move. If this replaces the net move, I'm pissed. The net should have stayed. This looks really weird. It reminds me of just, I don't know, man. Like insulation when you're building a home or something. Like the caulking or whatever. It's so weird. So she has a teleport that drops a bomb, and it looks like it doesn't detonate on touch. It's just time oriented. So it takes a while. There's a delay there, but then it pops up your opponent, and just like that, another projectile she tosses. Another one of those bombs. Ooh, Spinneroonie in the sky, doing backflips. I love it.
The future is chaos.
The future is chaos. We got to see Noob saibot for the first time. And again, I mentioned it in my last two videos. I don't like the design choice. Some of you guys love it. I feel like this green chaos glowing aura. It's just giving Ermac and not necessarily Noob. I'm so used to seeing purple and black, not green and black. So for me, it's a little weird. Other than that, I do like the headpiece. Do like the actual attire as well. I just don't like the green.
All must embrace it.
And again, we see he looks like he's coming out of some type of room in the Coliseum. This is still Havoc's Coliseum, so.
Reset.
And he's facing off against, I believe this is a Chaos version of Sub-Zero.
You sound like Bihan.
You sound like Bihan. I am he. And again, it's just like tatted on his face. Obviously, it's not a tattoo, but just seeing it like seeping through his pores, it's pretty insane. In the background here, we do see what appears to be Johnny Cage. Somebody with a hat. This could be Raiden. This could be Ashura. I don't know who this is. Maybe Kenshi and Takeda. I'm not entirely too sure. Obviously, it's like rack focused out, so it's blurry. I can't tell. So we see 4 people approaching Noob Saibot for the first time.
Though not.
Oh, that looks like Raiden. That, come to think of it, at the end there, that does kind of look like Raiden.
As you
Then we see this scene here with Liu Kang's era Garrus, you know, chained up here with another version of Chaos Garrus here, guarding, and you can see this is the exact same chamber where they injected him with the Chaos serum. You can see the actual tentacle things here. Not sure who's standing here, but Sub-Zero's being dragged into the exact same torture chamber to experience what Garrus seemingly just went through. And there he is again in the background, just hanging there, man. I guess this is Titan Havoc. I guess that is Titan Havoc. So Titan Havoc is right here throughout the whole transformation of both of them. I'm intrigued to see what happens to Garrus. Obviously, Sub-Zero turns into Noob Saibot, but we have Kenshi and Takeda leading the way here and tossing him on this platform to get this serum injected into him.
Do to you.
perfected me.
He perfected me. Now, if you pause right here, you can see what appears to be a different costume skin for Cyrax, and I think maybe Sektor? Right here looks to be Sektor. This looks to be Cyrax on the front of Noob there. Yeah, right here. It's so compressed. This is 1080. Maybe 4K will make it not so. Okay, this is kind of better. You can kind of see better here. I understand there's keyboard shortcuts for this. I know. Yeah, this is Cyrax fighting alongside Sektor, and they're fighting Noob and his clone. We got Liu Kang in the background fighting Titan Scorpion. That looks like regular Scorpion from our era. Then we get Noob Saibot about to perform a finisher on, I believe this is supposed to be, like Chaos Scorpion? Maybe he just got split in two. Maybe that's what happened. Then we get to see Kuai Liang Scorpion. Beautiful shot in 4K. I should have had this on 4K to begin with. So beautiful. Facing off against his brother, but now obviously his brother's Noob Saibot. Matrix scene. Slow-mo avoids the spear. This stage is so epic. Then we get our first look at gameplay for Noob. And we got like this running animation for the clone. Sends you flying into the sky for a pop-up. You're comboing off of the clone if it catches you into your classic teleport drop. This is another classic move, the portal from the bottom. Oh, you get caught on that.
First Shang Tsung, now this havoc.
Going back to that scene, people keep saying this is like like the Infinity Stones for Havoc here, but I'm pretty sure this could potentially be some form of the Kami Dogu on Havoc's chest here. So he goes full Super Saiyan eventually, and seems like he has the Kamidogus. Reminds me a lot of the MKX comics in a way. Different take on that, but this is interesting. I'm pretty sure these are simply just the Kamidogus on his chest, so giving him ultimate power here.
This havoc?
This will be amusing.
He looks so sick. Then we see the good guys, Kung Lao, Liu Kang, and Raiden face off against Noob. Ooh, what's going on in the background there? Who is that? Oh, it's Garrus. Garrus is getting pulled by Khaos, Kenshi, and Takeda into this portal right here. That's interesting. I'm not sure if I've seen anybody point that out. Okay. So this is probably the final fight, them trying to send him back to his timeline. Then we get our first look at Cyrax unmasked. Appears like they're just simply regular humans rocking a costume, a suit. They're not fully cyberized, which is an interesting take. Maybe eventually they become fully cyberized ninjas, but until then, appears to be they're just regular humans rocking this super suit, if you will. The next scene we get here is Noob Saibot battling against what appears to be Khaos Garrus from earlier. The background, you can see other fighters fighting. There is Liu Kang. It's another like Armageddon-esque scene. I almost feel like I thought I saw a Reptile here. Big Armageddon fight. So that's gonna be pretty hyped to see actually go down. Then we get our first look at Sektor unmasked, just like Cyrax, and would you look at that? World War II Johnny up close and personal. The leaks were right. Thankfully, I did catch this in my initial reaction, so pretty dope. Then we get to see again another shot at Noob Saibot facing off against his brother, Kuai Liang.
Crisis.
And here is the wedding scene. It's probably right after they defeat everybody, and Kuai Liang's like, "Who the hell are you? Why are you invading my wedding?" And I'm pretty sure she mentions something like, "This is your fault," or something. The dialogue pretty much mentions it.
Oh, you've corrupted. It disgusts me. Oh, you've corrupted the Lin Kuei.
Make no mistake, we are here because of your treachery.
Make no mistake, we're here because of your treachery. So something Kuai Liang does causes them to invade in the midst of the wedding. So I think the wedding invasion obviously isn't by them. They just happen to get there right when the invasion's taking place. So right here appears to be like a training sparring session between both Sektor and Cyrax. I'm pretty sure it was confirmed that Sektor is essentially teaching Cyrax how to be a Lin Kuei. Pretty sure she is the protege of Sektor. Again, I think that came from the San Diego Comic-Con panel, so this is simply just them sparring in the woods. Pretty sick little scene, to be honest.
The Lin Kuei.
Make no mistake, we are here because of your treachery.
There we see what appears to be Takeda facing off against Noob. So what side is he on? Does he become good by the end of it? We'll have to wait and see. Then we get a finisher that I can't show you. So that's essentially Mortal Kombat Chaos Reigns in a nutshell. After that, it's the Animalities and a first look at the guest characters. But you've already seen that by now. So there you go. Hopefully this breakdown was enjoyable. Did I miss anything? If I did, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. Really stoked to actually, again, just play through the story mode portion of this. Intrigued to see how Ghostface is going to play. See how that goes. Stabby, stab, stab. That's all I can really expect. And some teleports maybe, like a stunt double. It's going to be interesting. I think T-1000 fighting like Chrome is going to be awesome. Conan's probably going to fight like Kotal Khan. So it's kind of my guess at this point in time. But if you guys enjoyed this, do me a solid. It takes you a second. Drop a like on the video. Of course, subscribe for some more MK content like this on the channel. Until next time, be your husband Dynasty. Guys, please take care, stay safe. I love you. Have a good night, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.